Hey there, fellow readers, Mrs. Weidman here, and today we're going to be talking about the awesome graphic novel The Lost Boy by Greg Ruth. And The Lost Boy is an excellent next read for fans of graphic novels, especially those that love things that are a little bit creepier, a little bit spooky-ish, have some awesome artwork, but also have a little bit of elements of fantasy in them as well. So The Lost Boy actually follows two separate characters, and the first is a boy, and his name is Walt, right? And Walt lives sometime in the past, right? And if you can't tell from this page, right, Walt is really involved in some fantastical elements that are happening in his town. And Walt is pretty convinced that something kind of terrible is happening. And all these different woodland creatures kind of approach to him and they talk to him about this magical, mystical place in the woods. However, this place is really kind of being threatened by these evil shadows, and Walt may be the only person who can stop the shadows from entering the real world and kind of destroying his town. So Walt goes on this quest to kind of stop that from happening. Well, unfortunately, Walt one night just kind of disappears. He goes off the face of the earth and nobody really knows what happened to him. And so that kind of cues the second two characters that are introduced, and one of them is a boy named Nate who just moved to town, and then a girl named Tabitha who has for most of her life been trying to solve the mystery of what happened to Walt. And by doing that, she's hoping to actually find his tapes, which are on the recorder that Walt carried around with him. And so, of course, Nate stumbles upon these tapes in the new house that he buys. Nate starts listening to them, and then he discovers that the world he and Tabitha thought knew was normal and didn't have any magical little bug creatures talking to them, and there was no portals in the woods that led to new realms, isn't actually real. And instead, Tabitha and Nate go on this quest to figure out what Walt had also discovered, and if they can save Walt from his own past. So if that sounds intriguing, I highly recommend The Lost Boy by Greg Ruth. There's never really a dull moment, and I think you'll love the black and white images that Greg Ruth created just as much as I did. Hope to see you all online soon. Have a good day.